Hello everyone, sorry about that. I was testing everything out beforehand and forgot to turn it back around. Oh well, things happen. Happy first day of summer. It ain't summer here at all. It is freezing today. We've had wind, rain, it's all here and happening. So yeah, let me know what it's like for you. So, yeah, December, 30 days left. Can you believe it? Our Black Friday sale today is the last day for purchase. For those in the South Pacific, we have some products that have been off and have come back on, and others are definitely gone. If you're after the white cardstock, both the thick and the normal, they are on low inventory. So if you want to jump in sooner rather than later, the Stamp and Seal Plus is on low inventory. But back in is the trimmer, which for 40% off at $29.40, I think is a great buy. But you can't buy the blades, unfortunately. At this stage, the blades have sold out. You've got the black dimensionals are still there, and the refills for the tape runners have gone, the Tombo's gone, and the other mini and normal dimensionals are gone. They're gone. So then we have tomorrow starting... for the first time ever, our product of the month. And this is something new to Stamping Up. You need to have an online account for having this to work. So for every $125 in the South Pacific that you purchase, you will then get a notification to say, would you like to purchase the product of the month, which is $9. Sorry, I'm reading this, so please bear with my head going up and down. If you use any coupons or your Stampin' Rewards, that will reduce what the amount is. So please keep that in mind. And then you will receive whatever the product of the month is. I don't even know what it is. I don't think any of the demonstrators know. So tomorrow's the first day. So it'll run through December. If the product sells out, then you have to wait till January, and then it will repeat and so forth. So that's the basis of it now. If you're not sure what to do about it, just give me a call and I will chat through what I know of it. And because it's new, it's harder to find out how it works. All I know is that you need to have an online account because they match up your email, and I can't do that. So it makes it a bit harder, and only one per person is allowed, as far as I'm aware. So anyway, that's it at the moment. So there's not a lot else that I can tell you. I'm waiting on my catalogues, which are due to arrive hopefully this week, and they will hit the mail for everybody. So you'll get your January to April catalogue, and there's lots of goodies in there. Believe me, you'll love it. So that's going to be great. So if you're watching and you can see the little red button, I'm live. If not, you're watching the replay, whether it be on YouTube or here on Facebook, because Facebook only keep it for 30 days and then it's gone. So it will definitely be kept for you to see it on YouTube. Oh, I forgot to say who I was. So just in case you're new to the channel, and you're new to watching me, my name is Anita Mazzero and I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Horsham, Victoria, Australia. So please let me know you're watching, because I like to know that you're there and that and who you are. It does really help that you do tick the like button or the thumbs up or whatever it is happens to be on whichever format. That helps, and it also lets me know how many people have been watching, because that helps me too. It also gives me an indication of what you like, because then I can do things that you like, which I'd like to do. So I'm going to flip the camera down and I'm going to show you my template of the card that we're going to do today. So we'll just pop that down. Make sure I get this, and there we go. So I'm just going to zoom in. Right. This is my template that I made, and this was a card that I got to see Susan Canfield do. And Susan is an American demonstrator, so cutting to her measurements meant that I was wasting a lot of paper. So we had to convert it and work it back. So that was my conversion of it. And it's a great little fold that pops out like so. It's really, it's actually very easy. And I love how this just clips in there so that when you fold it down, it holds it in place. It doesn't pop up or anything like that. So it's really clever. And when I figured it out, it was not a hard card, and it will fit in our standard envelope, because you can see there, if I hold it up like so, that it will fit into our envelopes. So, you know, I had to make sure that that was all correct so that you could see exactly what was going on. And it was fun to do. So I made a few cards, but I wanted to show you about all the different pieces and talk to you about what it was. So our card base is your standard card base. So it's 21 centimetres by 14.9. So I'm going to get my trimmer, and I'm going to move my cutting blade out of the way, and I'm going to use my scoring. So our first score, it's not like our normal card. I'll make sure I bring this down so you can see. First score is at 4.5. And I'll leave this out. Then we will go to 15. Just make sure I get that right. Score at 15, and then at 19.5. And that is our base of our card. So I'll just fold that roughly so you can see. Just fold that in like so. And it's a bit hard with white, unfortunately, but there is the base of the card. Pop that to one side. We then get another piece, which is 14.9 by 11.5. So I'll close my arm now. So 14.9 by 11.5. Make sure I got it right. So on the 14.9 side, we're going to do some scoring. And this is where it gets a little bit difficult, because I did look to see if I could do it rounded for people to see and get that up there. So going 3.7. Okay. So 3.7. 7.4. and 11.1. And that gives us 3.7 pieces across there. So this one, we will just give it a bit of a fold so you can see how it goes. Now, I hope you people can see me today. Just not much chitter-chatter. I hope it's telling me that I am live, and I'm on my right channel, so just hope that it's there. So then there's another piece, which is 9.5 by 5 centimetres. So on the 9.5, we're going to score, and I do it this way because for me, I've got security on this, because if I go like this flaps and there's no security. So I'm going 1.5. 1.5, and I'm going to rotate it because it makes it a bit easier so that I've got the solid bit at this end on my left side. We then go to 3 centimetres, and then we will go to 8 centimetres. And we get that right. And so there's that one. So you've got 2 little pieces there and 1 little piece like so. So that's the scoring part done. So you'll also need, I've done a lot of the cutting beforehand, so I'm going to get all my pieces together. I've got pieces everywhere here at the moment. So just ignore these pieces. But as I use them, I will explain what the measurements are. I'll pop them up there out of the way. So I've got here, I'm going to take this, and for this piece, I've got 2 pieces of DSP, and today I'm using the Traditions of Christmas Suite. I'm going to open that up, and I have made sure that the pattern flows across. So I'm keeping it in pattern, and I'm going to put one there, and I think I've cut that a little bit wide. So I'm going to fix that up because that is definitely too wide. So I'll put the 2 pieces together. Because this piece is 3.5 and it is, I must have gone 4 centimetres. 3.5, and I'll make sure I've got it correct the other way, by 11.2, and it is. So those 2 pieces will go there, keeping the pattern in mind. So I'll get my glue and pop some glue on the back. You can use tape or whatever your preference is. Pop that on there, just leaving a small border, top and bottom. And pop some glue on there and pop that like so. Glue them on, and only to the 2 centre pieces. Now I'm going to take my card base, and because no one wants to talk to me today, I'm going to go ahead and do what I was planning to do, but I was going to ask you to help me. I'm going to take a piece that I have embossed, and if you look at this embossing folder, it is just beautiful. It's one of the new ones that has come out with the Brush with Beauty suite. It's a beautiful, it reminds me of what you can see on paper toweling. So it's my paper toweling one. So I'm going to glue this because I wanted that in the middle. Just pop that on. I'm going to pop that in the middle in this section here. And that piece is 10 by 14.4. Hello, Cherry, how are you? At least I know somebody's out there. I thought I was on my own. You've had a nice day today? I assume no children this week. You only have them every second week, if I remember rightly. So we're making a fun card, Cherry, that I found from Susan Campfield, and I've converted it to Australian measurements. So the next step, I'll put my insert in. So my next step is I'm going to fold this in half, and I'm going to put glue just on this piece here. Hopefully this bit of Tombow will last till the end. So I'm going to pop that about midway and making sure that my fold does fold carefully. So that will fold quite comfortably, and that's what I wanted, and that's still nice and flat. So then I'm going to put some glue on this other white piece. So this is why we didn't put any DSP on this, because it was only going to get covered up, so we didn't want to do that. So I'll put that in there. I'm going to press down on here, and that will allow that to hold. So I'll just give that a moment. Pop that up. And there's my little box. When I wrote the instructions out with the new measurements, I called this box 1. So then I've got this little piece, and I've got a little, and Cherry, you're here, you can help me. I've cut, now I could put a piece of that with a piece of white, which I do think I like. I was going to put embossed piece over the top. I haven't even worked out what I'm going to put there yet. Oh, you had both earlier. And oh, you still got George. Okay. So I think what I'll do is, so you see I have little bits ready. Before I glue this down, like we did with this one, I want to put the pieces down. So I'm going to glue the embossed piece, because I like that embossed look, and decide where I want this piece to go. So I'm going to pop that, and I'm making sure it's running the same way as the embossed piece on the background. Then going to glue that flat, and it needs to be flat because and I'm going to pop that just in there. Now you can do this bit later. Hello Glenda, how are you today? What's the weather like where you are? Because I know Cherry would be very much the same as me, where we've got wind and rain when it feels like raining. So I'm going to pop some glue on this part here. Glenda, I'm making a card that I saw Susan Campfield make, but of course, being American, I have converted it to our Australian. So it is a bit different to hers. So now that I've got this piece here, I am going to look at this, and I'm going to work this into the middle, and just making sure that that's right up against it where I want it to be. And this is the way I found works for me. It's just pop that. That wasn't going to hold in. And then just give it a rub while you've got it down. And it's not going to do it today. That'll be right. just wants to do it because I'm live. Every other time I've made it, it's done it fine. Now we'll go. Of course. Bingo. It's done. So now that I've got that, on this side where I've got the two pieces, I'm going to put glue just on this bottom piece here. And it's probably hard for you to see this because I'm using white. I'm then going to take this and I'm going to turn that under and I'm going to fold that down flat. This should sit in line with the piece that we've added to the centre. Rain, overcast and stormy. Nah. Sounds like it's pretty much everywhere. I don't know who's got heat waves for the first day of summer. And right, let that sit. I grab my bone folder, which has disappeared. Did I put it away? Yes, I did. That was the silly part. I'll just run that bone folder in under there. And there we go. So this is how this card works. This will close, this will lock in, and then it locks in place. So what a great way to do a card. Something very different, because it's not until you open it and reveal it that you can see what you've got. So that's that. So now what I'm going to do is I've got two more pieces, and again I've kept the pattern going, and I'm going to put one there. But where I'm going to ask you guys, should I put a piece of this here? Now remember, oops, that's lifted. That's not what it was supposed to do. Fold that back down. My glue doesn't want to stick today, which is very unusual. There we go. I'll go this way this time. Which way this did not do it to me on any of my samples. So as I said, I'm going to ask you, should I put this piece here? I'm definitely going to add this piece to this side. So while you're letting me know what I should do, so with or without, because red is quite a strong colour, and it's one of those you can leave without. Pop that in place. And I've got to remember which was the right side. Oh, that's not sounding good, Glenda. Oh, wild storms. So I hope everything's all right at your end, that your home hasn't been damaged too much, because there's nothing worse. And of course, with all this weather the way it is, like farmers are trying to get their crops off, which they don't need this rain. Okay, there we go. So here we go, where it's open and close. Now my sample, which I had just a minute ago, you know how you put something down, you saw it? It's grown legs. It's walked. It's not under my notes, no. Who knows where it went? Who knows where I need to put it? I had it a moment ago when I showed it to you in my sample master, but anyway, just go and walk about. You reckon with, Glenda? You haven't seen this fold before, Cherry? No, I haven't either. It's Hello, Miss Kay. This is a very different fold that I've ever seen. And, yeah, as soon as I saw it, I had to do it for us. So now I'm just going to make sure I've got that the right way. And I'll put this in here. This is called a tuck and reveal. Now, when I'm putting this in, I'm going to butt this right up against this little, I'll call this box number 2, our little box. Pop that in there. And there we go. Oh, I'm glad to hear you're okay, Glenda. How'd your celebrations go, Miss Kay? 50 years is a good innings for a marriage. I'd hate to think in time in the future how many generations will reach 50 years. Now, I have embossed in white 3 pieces of, so these are 4 inches by 14.4, and this one is 14.4 by 1 inch, so that's for there, and then these go on the front. So when this is closed, they will all show at the front. So we'll glue them together. Well, I hope you don't get any more wind in that, Glenda, because that would be not the nicest thing to experience. Especially if they're pretty wild and woolly. So we're going to pop that down. Now, I didn't try layers because the card is slightly bulky, but it will still fit into a normal envelope. But so I'll glue that one down there. I think if you used two-tone cardstock, you could add a layer. Just go down 0.5 or 0.3, whichever you prefer, and have that come into it. And then get this one. Will it make it to the end? Just keep holding my mouth right and my tongue. I'll get that in there. I'm going to glue this one to this piece here. Just going to glue that down. And of course I'm going to put glue everywhere, aren't I? Use that. Use my wipe so I don't get glue on everything. So there it is, the basis of the card done. So now comes the decoration side. So you can see why it's called a tuck and reveal. So it's really lovely in the way it goes. So what I might do, and I've got my piece of white, I thought for the back, you know, we've got to have somewhere to write because in here we've embossed. So we need to put something to write. I'm going to put a piece on the back. So I'm going to use a slightly different piece. So tell me whether you think I should stick with the red and gold like I've done for the front, or introduce something slightly different. So while you just say red or pink, that's probably the easiest way. Oh, you've been through a cyclone before. Oh, that's awful. Yeah, thunder and lightning, nah. No, not when the house shakes and you're hearing things flap around and thinking, is it going to take the roof off or whatever? No, definitely not the nicest. So I'm going to take, switch over for my blocks. Grab them over. This one. Take that, and I think I'll use this little leaf, will work well too. So the red cherry, okay, we'll go with you with the red. So I'm just going to pop that. I'll put some glue on there. So this piece is just a piece of leftover. It's about 2.5 centimetres. So I'm just going to pop that on there. When I'm cutting from something, I don't really need to worry about cutting. Just going to pop that like so. Pop that on the back. Grab my scissors. So who placed an order through Black Friday? Still got time today. I see the trimmer is back, and there is still some white paper that they've obviously restocked it, and it's come back in, and but it's on low inventory. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp this poinsettia, and I'm just going to do this in red, and I just went looking for my, just use my book. I'm just going to grab this. I'm going to half on, just make it a little different each time that I do it, just to give an effect. And pop that. So I just want a bit of colour there. And I'll get rid of that before I put my hand in it, because you know what it's like. We are very good at leaving things open. So I'm going to use some shaded spruce. I think, no. Changed my mind because I'm looking at what I've got to use for later. So then I'm going to get this little leaf and just add some colour in between, just to give that leafy effect. And I'll put a little bit there, just like so. There we go. Look at that. It gives it a nice effect. And then we can, there's plenty of room to write. Yeah, the glue was out of stock. I actually had it in my cart and it just jumped out. And I thought, oh, great. And I haven't seen that. You've ordered it twice. Oh, did they restock it? Because I must have missed that. Because I missed out on that. I'll just get that bit of glue off me. That's better. A nice gooby of glue. Yes, I think the reason the glues are the prices were good, and I think everybody was doing a good stock up. And if you haven't done your Christmas cards, which I badly need to start writing, I am so far behind. I feel like I've lost a month after being sick. Everything's coming too quick on me. There's that on the back of the card so you can write. How lovely is that? Just something nice and pretty. And, of course, you put your order in at 5:30 in the morning and things were sold out by 7:30. Oh, no wonder I couldn't get anything. Yeah, no, it was not good. A little bit of wink, because you know me, can't go without wink. So I'll pop that on just at the top there to give it a bit of glitter. Okay. Now I've also cut out bits and pieces. Like, I don't need this. So I've got bits and pieces here of stuff. So I've made a circle. So I've got the circle, and here I've cut out 3 bunches of flowers from the but you haven't got an excuse yet. Yeah, I think this year, like, you know, I said to my husband, 30 days left and this year's gone, 2026, and my mind was going back 26 years ago. I was at work and the IT department were going absolutely crazy because of the Y2K bug. And not that anything happened, but yeah, we had to do so much to get everything ready and organised. And it didn't eventuate, but it could have been disastrous had it did. But to think that's 26 years ago that we were all up in panic in the month of December before the changeover. So you just don't know. Okay, so what I've gone and done is cut the 3 flowers. So I'm going to pop them on there. So this one's got the blue. This is the red. And this is the pink and red. So you let me know which one you think I should use. So we go 1, 2, 3. So that's the easiest way. So we're going to have some foliage behind it. So I've got some bits here cut out. Probably cut out more than I need, but, you know, better to have more than not enough. And besides, anything that I have excess, every now and then I clean out and I give to my great-grandchildren to take to kinder, and they have a ball with it. So you let me know which one should I use, 1, 2 or 3. 1, you're on the same track as me, Cherry. I just thought a little bit of pink just breaks down the red. 1K, yep, we're all on the right track. Okay. So I'm going to put it on a circle, and the reason I'm putting it on a circle is because we need something to ground it. We've only got this 1.5 centimetre piece, because if I glue it to here, we haven't got anything to open the card with, and we don't want to do that, do we? Okay, so I've got this gorgeous leaf. All of these have been cut out by the Christmas Greenery dies. So I'm looking at this, and this leaf is quite large. I suppose if I do it like so, just thinking whether to use 2, pop that in behind there. Oh yeah, I don't mind that bit of green. Yeah, I don't mind that at all sitting there. I've got to remember what it's going to look like on here. I've cut out a couple of these, but you'll notice that oh, Glenda, you think number 1 too? So we were all thinking the same thing. This is just from scraps of gold, so it didn't need to matter. So I'm thinking I might just pop a little bit of gold up there and maybe another little bit over here. This is probably going to come down a little bit more. And then my next thing to do is to cut my sentiment, which will fit on the top here. So what do you think? Or should I cut this down and just use 2 pieces of it? No, I'm thinking I'm liking the fact that I can put a lot of greenery each side of it, like so. And always cut off the stalks if I don't like it. But if I turn them to the middle, they get hidden by the ribbon. So I'm going to pop a little bit of glue. Good afternoon, Lucia. You've arrived home. How was your trip? Hope all went well. I'll pop that there. And then I'll just pop this one. I'm only putting a little bit of glue, it's going to make a liar of me, this Tombow, because I want it to last just through this. I'll pop that just like so, giving it that look. And then that covers it beautifully. So I'm going to pop that, but I'm going to put some dimensionals on that. So I'll only put down the middle, find my dimensionals. Pop some on there. Because I need a bit of room for the gold. And, oh, you didn't go. Oh. I hope everything's all right. the leaves down. You did think I should cut the leaves down? Time to lift them. Look at that. I got time to lift them. See if I can get them off here. If not, we will just cut them all on it. Oh, look at that. How is that? Right. I did ask you what to do. So I'm going to cut the leaves. Take a cut in there. And I'll cut this one as well. Sit up there. Okay. Get my flower. Let's see where they're to go. I'll cut that one. I'll just use the tops this time. And just try to glue that to my... Well, that was smart, wasn't it? Popping it down on the glass mat. Pop the leaves like so. And I can put some greenery. Have a look at it. Sorry if I went a bit low. Yeah, I think I like it a bit more like that. That one's stuck. Drop a little bit of glue. Just need a little bit of glue to hold it in place. Cut off the stem. This is always the hardest part, isn't it? Working out what to do with that. And that looks a lot better. Thank you, Glenda. Thank you for your help. I'm just going to glue that there. And then I'm going to pop a little bit of the gold there. Actually, I'm just going to try and lift and pop the gold a little bit behind. Pop that in behind. Maybe pop. Because they're quite large pieces, these dies that go with this. They're not tiny by any means. Come in under here. I think I like that better. And then that's going to sit like so. And I think that will be fine. I'm just making sure that that's no more than the card because we've got to make it fit. Probably gone a little bit off centre. And that little bit should fit into the card. Bring this up. Still got time to play. And that's stuck there, but that doesn't matter because that's on the inside. Bring this one in a bit more. Looks a bit better. Letting it sit like that. Do you have trouble when you're making up your mind on how things are to sit? There's nothing worse, is there? Yep, happy with that. I Lower that down, and that will hold all that together. And then I'm going to take this and just pop it there, and I'm going to pop some dimensionals on here. The reason I'm popping the dimensionals here is because that way I know it's going to be in the right place. Because if I didn't, it would be everywhere else. I'm going to take that, line it up. I want my flowers to be nice and straight. And there we go. So there's the piece. And I have stuck a dimensional or stuck something. Oh, no. Oh. Oh, George, you're having fun on the piano. Maybe he doesn't like what I'm doing. So there we go. You need that to hold on to open it up. So when you sit that on your mantle, it will, so if you can see that, it will sit beautifully on the mantle. And you've got your flower outside and you've got that in there. So I did have, and it's probably, just make sure it didn't, yep, there it is, it's in the envelope. I did cut out a little flower that I'm just going to glue down in here, just to fill that spot. Now, if you wanted to, that could be where you could put your greetings. You have trouble with placements, yeah. I do sometimes too, and today's one of those days. The other two that I made, I must admit, I didn't have as much trouble. You're loving this card. Thank you, Lucia. I love the design, and there we go. Got that done nicely. So now I'm going to take a piece of white, and I never throw away my scraps because they make great for sentiments. So I'm going to have a look at what I need a bigger piece. So I've got this lovely container of odds and ends, which work really well when it comes to doing cards. So I am thinking, I'll get my guide to see if it's not too big. Thank you, Cherry. Now wait till the end to see the two that I've done. No, that's not the one I want. I thought I got the dies out. Maybe I didn't, so I'm just going back to check. Thankfully, they're right here near me. And I did, but I've obviously put them somewhere. Again, another thing that's gone walkabout today. So what I might do is 'tis the season. A nice bright pink one. Pop that on there. Going to get my block. Yeah, nice big block. That one should fit it on an angle. I don't know about anybody else, but I find when I do this on an angle, I get a straighter look on the card. So I'm going to do, I think I'm going to do Versamark and gold, because I've got the gold in here, so why not? I'm going to make sure I use my embossing buddy, because we do want to make sure that we've got it nice. Ink up in Versamark. And I'm going to pop that down there because I am going to just trim around it. And grab my gold. Just about finished this one. This is my old one. No, I'd never seen this card either, Glenda. It's a lovely card, and when I saw it, I thought I have to do it because it was just such a nice card. Just pop the gold on there. I think it's time I replace this gold and get some of the wow in the gold. I didn't get the metallics when I bought the other wow, but looking at the way that's going on there, I think it's seen best. So just bear with me at the moment, and I'll just emboss this. There we go, and I'll just use my little trimmer. Trim that. And these little trimmers, I think Stampin' Up should bring them back. Because it's good to have a trimmer that's portable, that you can take somewhere. Right. And I think I might trim a little bit more off that. Might use my scissors to get close enough this time, because it just looks a bit big. Just use my scissors. And there, I like that. And I think it needs a little bit of ribbon. I'm pretty sure there's none of this left, but I am going to use it. Yeah, I've seen you use it, Lucia, and it looks fabulous. So, especially in the metallics. So I love the white. I've used the white. It's fantastic. It's getting to the point that I've got to replace it. So I'm going to put some of this gold. I just think a nice little bit of ribbon would look really nice. So I'm just going to make a large bow. Let's work out what I think it will look like. Get that in there. A little bit. Yep. Away. Grab a glue dot. And put that in place before I do anything else. I'm going to pop that about there. Just a little bit of gold, and then just going to put some dimensionals either side of the just a couple of minis. Just make sure I leave room for the knot, and not to go out too far, because let's do one more each side, but I think I'm going to need to put a double on those other ones. Yep. So I'm going to take the back off these ones. And pop a second one just to give it a bit of height, because I've got dimensionals around there and it's just showing a bit of unevenness, and we want it to sit reasonably well. Do I have sparrows? Yeah, we have a lot around here. There we go. And there's our card. Great fun card. It's a great fold. And as I promised you, I have some more. So after I made my thing up, I made this one. This is using the Brush with Beauty. And here I've only embossed just the top and the bottom, so that if you want to write, you can write there. If you're someone like me, you don't write a lot of words, so you can just pop it on there. But if you still wanted to, there is enough that you could put the background on that one. And then I've done the delicate pines, and I've popped that logo. And this one I didn't use. Like, you'll see the difference between that one, which I did use, and that one, and this one where I didn't use it. It just made the difference. Oh, Huey's going nuts, is he? Oh, can he hear them? Is that what the problem is? Okay. So there's those cards. So I hope you've enjoyed this new fun fold. And as I said, this is all courtesy of Susan Campfield, who inspired me to take this and make this in our measurements, because making it in from letter size to A4, we waste a lot of paper. But yeah, they are fun cards and they're very easy to make. You've seen me make it here. It's not hard to make, and it just depends on how you decorate it, on what it's going to be like. You can add as little or as much as you would like and create that look that goes really well. And yeah, this is, as I said, it's a fun card, and it's so cute, I think. And I'm glad you've enjoyed it today. So this is something, and the thing is, like, oh, that one's glued, but this one, you know, if I decide, well, it's their Christmas, but, you know, if you did one and you wanted to change the sentiment, you could always put the sentiment that you wish to have. So that's the way it is. So it's a beautiful card, really lovely, and a lot of fun to make. And I hope you've all enjoyed it. A wedding card, oh, yes. Yes. I've got 2 weddings coming up. So, yeah, something very nice in a wedding card would be lovely. Yeah, the pines one came up really well, didn't it, Cherry? I just loved it. And this charming Brush with Beauty, the class that Stamping Up had, and because I've done that, I know Lucia did it as well, it's got embossing paste. So I hope you can see the embossing paste underneath. This was something that they taught us. So if you haven't done the class and you've got the suite, I would say go and purchase it, because then you can get access and you can learn a lot, because there was lots and lots of ideas. You might need to change the sentiment. Which one? Are you referring to this one to being a wedding card? Is that what you're referring to? Because being on dimensionals, that won't be hard to remove at all. And I've done that before. I've taken cards off, and yeah, it was a great class, wasn't it, Lucia? So it'll be interesting if they do it again. It's now that I've seen it and I learnt it. Yeah, for a wedding card, yeah, just change that to a wedding sentiment. Congratulations. It would look lovely on that. It really would. And just write on the back of it. And when you see it, when you see it standing on a mantle, like, it stands beautifully, and So it would look like that on the mantle. So, yeah, really pretty. And I love the fact that they've got these 2 little boxes. Just, I don't know. As I said, it was just lovely. So you can use any paper and go for it, run with it. You know, it just makes beautiful, beautiful cards. So I've really enjoyed making it and, yeah, absolutely love it. So thank you again for being with me this week, and we shall catch up with you next Monday. Boy, not many Mondays left before Christmas. So we'll catch up with you then, and I'll say thank you very much, everyone, for watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye.